What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating... Oh, fuck. Hey, I always do this, too. People are like, why you still got your fucking tags on? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. And as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about how to get a guy addicted to you, right? You want to be the machete... Hey, you want him to snort that fucking shit off a machete addicted, right? That's how addicted we're going to get you, or get him, for you at least. Before we even get started, if you can, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. Also, in my description is my free ebook, 254 pages, absolutely free, along with a email or phone session with yours truly. So, I wanted to go over this because a lot of women want to know how to get a guy. Obviously, that's why you're watching my motherfucking videos. At the same time, I was kind of reminiscing. I was thinking, because I'm always thinking, right? I'm always trying to come up with some things. I'm always, writing, researching, all that kind of stuff to give you guys better content. And I was thinking one time on, how did I get so obsessed and so addicted over one of my exes? And I mean, like, creepy, crazy addicted. Like, I wouldn't go to bed. I guess it's scary to saying this, man, but like if I saw her on Facebook, right? This is way back in the day. I'm not like this anymore. This is like 10 years ago. When I saw her on Facebook, the little green dot that comes up on Facebook in your chat that says you're on, I wouldn't go to bed, even though I had to wake up at 4 in the morning to go to work. I wouldn't go to bed if I seen that on, because I didn't want to miss her, messaging me, which she never did, right? But I wanted to know how, why I was like that and how I can help you get, men to go that effing crazy over you. So I came up with about 4 or 5 things on what I think helped me get addicted to her and why I think this is what you should do. And, just actually, forget it. Just jumping right in. Obviously, you got to have some type of pleasure principle, right? He has to get some type of pleasure out of you. Now, for me, it was the fact that I just moved to a new area. I didn't know anyone, and she was a very, very, very attractive girl. And so when I was hanging out with her and, her friends and her social group, I felt like I had an identity. I was part of a tribe. I actually put this in my book now, the whole tribal thing, which you'll see if you get my new book coming out. I just felt like I was part of something. I have importance. I had a tribe. Again, if you're a male, you want to have not just this pleasure, but you want to have an identity. You want, like I said, your job is to, or a guy's job at least, is to provide and satisfy for a woman. So if you can find, if he feels like he's doing that for you and getting something out of it, again, it could be, physical, it could be emotional, it could be anything, right? He just has to get some type of pleasure out of you. If it's sexual, if it's cuddling, touching, kissing, him feeling that he's, winning you over, if it's escalation, anything, he has to get some type of pleasure out of you. That's kind of the hook that reels it out, right? Or that you throw out. Now, from there, obviously, the reason you need that pleasure principle or that pleasure idea is you want to kind of start building a cycle. And I tell a lot of my female clients, and I even think I say it in a lot of my videos, that a guy's like a dog, man. If with a dog, if you tame it, it's classical conditioning basically. If you tell him you did a good job, you're a great guy, you're swell, you're this, you're that, yada yada, blah blah blah, right? You tell a guy whatever the fuck he wants to hear. He ends up falling for it, right? You praise him when he's good, don't praise him when he's bad, okay? Don't punish him, but just don't praise him. Let him know, through classical conditioning, what you're doing is great. I like it. Let's do more, okay? And then, of course, when he doesn't do something, pull away. And then that also creates scarcity in a way, okay? So you need to start doing that. And a lot of women are like, well, that's easier said than done because, he doesn't like me to begin with. How do I get him to like me to begin with and stuff like that? I always tell women, you gotta lower those red flags. I know I say it time and time and time again, but if you can raise your value, focus on the moment, don't bring up titles, don't get mushy, don't do this, don't do that, okay? Just focus on hanging out, having fun, and being the best option. It's easier said than done, but you will feel it. when you know you're doing it correctly. That's, you know, the whole idea of losing track of time. That's kind of what it is. Like, you're in that moment, you're looking in his eyes, you're having fun, you're connecting. He's actually putting out a lot of effort to win you over, and it all happens when you just live in the moment. You don't focus about the future. You don't focus about winning them over long term. You just focus about winning them over now, okay? Having fun now, hanging out now, those kind of things. And that value just naturally comes, okay? You gotta limit the red flags, and you have to do that. So once you do those things, I would say you have to be an escape, right? When usually you're addicted to something, usually go back to that addiction for two, you know, I would say two reasons: the pleasure and the escape from reality. And like I say all the time, that you have to be a guy's escape. You know, he has to constantly live just like women, but he has to constantly put up this wall of defense and, you know, play all these roles. You know, he has to be the brother, he has to be the father, he has to be the co-worker, he has to be the, you know, I want to say husband because you're messing with the wrong guy if he's a husband, but you know, he has to be all these things. He has to have that masculine energy. He, you know, all these things society labels him as, and sometimes he just wants to get away. I remember this other girl I really liked. She lived 3 hours away. She went off to university. We're from the same town, and I absolutely loved going out and seeing her because of the 3-hour drive. And you know, when I was over there hanging out with her, she, you know, I was getting a lot of pleasure, not just sexually, but just being with her. And again, the 3 hours felt like an escape. Like, I had my life over here, my friends, family, work, school, all this bullshit. But then I had her over here, and it just felt so good getting away from all that and just creating something new. Like, again, it felt like a progression. And when you feel like an escape to a guy, again, limit the red flags, no drama, just, you know, come off like you're on vacation, have fun, hang out, and hook up if you do, right? It feeds back that pleasure principle, and it makes the guys feel amazing, which goes on to number 4. You kind of have to create the memories and the association. Again, you want a guy to associate pleasure with you. You want a guy to associate you know, you escape with you and stuff like that. And with me and my ex, like, the reason I was so attracted to her, not just because of her looks, but just who she was, you know, I associated a lot of fun with her. When I wasn't with her, I was kind of like, but when I was with her, I was like, oh my God, like, this is amazing, this is that. And she did it by like I said, playing everything right. No drama. She's very sexy. She's very fun. She was very full of, you know, energy. She was just living in the moment. And, you know, everyone goes through struggles. Even though you might not think, you know, you think you're going through more struggles than the guy. Let me tell you something, man. Everyone goes through struggles, and it sucks being around a Debbie Downer, or someone who's down or stressed and always talking about stressing or drama or this or stuff, you know, anything like that. If a guy can get away from that and hang out with you, and you could bring his energy back up, again, that's another pleasure principle. Guys love that stuff. He can get away from it, he can hang out with you, and he can associate, okay, like, I'm in a bad mood, you know, work pissed me off, I'm gonna go hang out with her, right? Why do you think guys want to have sex all the time? It makes them feel good. You know, he can be like, fuck, I hate work, this, I hate that, and he comes home, he's like, you know, and he just wants to fuck. You know, sometimes that's the reason why. It's just a pleasure aspect. And if he can get away from, you know, reality and start hanging out with you and associate with you with, you know, good fun, energy, happiness, you know, just all, Mario Kart. If you play Mario Kart, come on ladies, you gotta play some Mario Kart. You know, all these kind of things, you know, just getting away, not, you know, he can be himself, he can relax. He's gonna fall for you, ladies. I'm telling you, easier said than done because I'm a man, but I really don't think, and I don't know, you know, there's nothing wrong with this, but I have no problem attracting a guy. I should have no problem attracting a guy because it's not actually that hard, right? It really isn't. I do believe, yeah, guys play a lot of mind games and do a lot of bullshit and stuff like that. But again, they're very logical. If you like I always say, give off the first impression, you lower your red flags, you come off the right way, you have value, social proof, and all those kind of things. Hey, you got a guy in the bag pretty much, man. Again, easier said than done, I know, but it's easy to say, hard to implement. Let's just say that, okay? So with that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care. Get that guy addicted again. You want him to snort that cocaine off that machete. Love you. Take care and peace.